Welcome into the Press Box Fantasy Football Show. Glenn Clark, Kyle Ottenheimer, but more importantly, your lovely and talented host for the program. He is our friend, Mr. Ken Zalis. What's going on, buddy?
Not much.
Not much?
Nothing much going on.
Not much. It's just week one of the NFL season.
God, week one.
No doubt about that. All right, we got a lot to get to on the show this week. We will answer your questions. Get them in the comments at facebook.com/PressBoxSports or hit me up on Twitter at Glenn Clark Radio. We will pose them to KZ here on the program. Ken, before we do that, a reminder that you're going to be out and about tonight. You're going to be making a very rare public appearance. We normally don't like to talk about this because it'll be swarmed by paparazzi and it's going to be out of control. But you're going to be out of Sports and Social tonight.
I am, Sports and Social. Get there about 7 o'clock, do some pregame. I will answer any and all fantasy questions. I will rate your lineup if you want me to. I'll make suggestions. If you had trade questions already, happy to do that. And we'll get ready for, Dallas and Tampa and get you set. So come on out. Should be fun. Gorgeous bar.
It's such an immaculate venue, man.
Great place to watch the game, and looking forward to it. It's gonna be a fun night.
That's tonight, 7 o'clock. Sports and Social down at Live Casino Hotel that you can hang out with KZ. All right. Before we talk about Underdog Fantasy Football, let's go ahead and handle some of the big topics this week, and then we're going to get to your questions a little bit later on in the program. Some of the big topics for a second straight week. The Ravens' backfield is a big topic because they did make an acquisition, and we will see what it means. Should people have scrambled to pick up Le'Veon Bell this week?
If he was free, sure. I mean, if we're at the point now where you came out of your draft and you said, I'd rather have a dart with Le'Veon Bell in case it turns into something than your sixth wide receiver or your second tight end, no problem. If you have a league where you're spending fab money on Le'Veon Bell, you want to throw a buck at it? Sure. I've seen some ridiculous fab bids for Le'Veon Bell already. And look, I think week one, you're not expecting anything. And if the Ravens go to Vegas and, Tyson Williams is serviceable and does well and, gets 10 touches and maybe gets 50 yards and scores a touchdown, you wasted. Le'Veon Bell's not coming anytime soon. Maybe as a third down passing back if he has anything left, if you want to look in that direction. But I don't think we're rushing. He's not a must-have for me. I'm not crying if I put in a bid or a waiver claim and I didn't get him. It's not making or breaking my year. Look, he hasn't done anything in 2 years.
More than that.
Yeah, but really nothing at all. Maybe it's 3 since, because he sat out most of the 1 year. So no, it's the Ravens' backfield. If there's another injury, then yeah, we'll see what it is. I don't know if he's active this week. We'll see how he gets up to speed. But no, I don't even think I put a bid in my 25 leagues. I didn't put one bid in for him.
Let's talk about the New Orleans situation on both sides of it, right? You're someone who maybe drafted Latavius Murray as a handcuff, right? Or you were a Alvin Kamara owner, and so you were like, yeah, I need to have that guy. Are you dropping him now, or you saying to yourself, look, at some point there's going to be a running back that gets hurt. Latavius Murray is going to be signed somewhere in the next week or two. He's still not a bad option to have on my bench.
Yeah, I'm kind of holding for a week, unless there's something crazy. You play in a 10-team league, and someone out there is just blatantly obvious that he shouldn't be on the waiver wire. If Tyson Williams, if Tyson Williams is on your waiver wire, I'd rather have Tyson Williams than Latavius Murray right now. If I'm a Kamara owner and somehow Tony Jones isn't on a roster, I'd rather have Jones than Latavius Murray. But I agree with you. At some point, someone's going to sign him who has an injury, and it could turn out to be something. Now, if we get into week 3 and nobody signed him, yeah, let him go. I mean, at that point you probably need the roster space, but you have to judge what your roster space is, how many bench spaces you have, and is the person you're picking up, are you picking them up to use them this week, or are you picking them up just to have them on your roster and just balance, what's more important? If Latavius Murray was your handcuff, the only reason you drafted Latavius Murray is a handcuff, then let him go. I mean, he's no value to you without Kamara.
What about Tony Jones?
He should be owned.
Yep.
If you're a Kamara owner, you should definitely own him. But he should be owned in all leagues at this point.
Somebody got him before I could get him in my Kamara league. Really not thrilled.
I mean, for the last week, he's been drafted in all my leagues.
Yep.
So, he's a guy that should be owned. I mean, Alvin Kamara is not getting 300 handoffs in the backfield for the New Orleans Saints. He's just not. That's not what they do with him. So somebody's going to get those. That was Latavius Murray. It's now Jones. So he has some standalone flex value, especially when we get into bye weeks and things like that. And we'll see how they use him. And he's one injury away from being one of those special, league-winning type guys.
All right, it's the Press Box Fantasy Football Show with Ken Zalis. It's brought to you by CCBC. Need to hone your computer skills to boost your career? Or maybe you want an IT certification? CCBC Continuing Education has the courses and programs you need for a career in the computer field, and it's all tuition-free. From the basics to specialized training, we have the classes you need, from hardware to programming to cybersecurity, and so much more. It's your choice. It's your career. Call 443-840-4700 or visit ccbcmd.edu/computer training. Austin Eckler did not practice yesterday.
Yeah, let's start. You're going to ask me about a bunch of guys right now, and I'm going to give you the same answers on all of them. Wednesday practice does not matter. I don't know why. I don't like the fact that they called it a hamstring. I would have liked it better if they just called it a lower leg.
This was the only one that really seemed concerning to me of the
Brown one,
okay.
A little bit. But look, if all these guys practice today or even tomorrow, it's nothing. It's nothing. Give him an extra day. Maybe he felt something tweak. Maybe he had some stiffness in his hamstring, and say, you know what? Let's not be silly here for a Wednesday practice. So I'm not overly concerned right now. I'll assume it's just a Wednesday thing of a running back.
He tweeted out like a hype video like an hour before they announced he missed practice.
Yeah, I know he did.
So,
I know.
He didn't seem all too worried.
He's a big fantasy football supporter and things like that. So, yeah, I thought that was kind of funny because that came across my feed. And then next thing it came out, I was like, oh, you didn't practice. That's great. But I know the fantasy football world is freaking out because, of course, everybody had their draft, and he's a first round or at worst an early second round pick. You're relying on him, especially in PPR leagues, to be one of the top, 10 or so running backs in those leagues. Let's just relax. Let's see what he does. My progression would be he gets a limited in today, he gets a full in Friday, and we're fine. And we all wasted a lot of energy worrying about Austin Eckler and letting him fall in drafts last night because he didn't practice. So I'm not too concerned. We're going to do this all year. Just going to tell you right now, Wednesday practices don't matter in the NFL anymore. They just don't.
I understand that. If you're an Eckler owner, is there who might
Justin Jackson's the guy right now.
Yep.
The long-term play is Roundtree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you have a deep bench, Roundtree's a guy that they really, really like. That he moved up the draft boards. They don't love Jackson. They don't love Kelly. But Jackson's the guy that knows the offense best, and he can be a 3-down-ish guy. So he's the short-term solution. The long-term solution is probably Roundtree. Yeah, if you own Eckler, and that's the only way I would go and spend money or waste anything more than my last roster spot on Jackson right now, because he has no standalone value in that offense without Austin Eckler being hurt.
All right. And then Carson Wentz
is playing.
The
summer of Wentz. We're good.
I'm assuming there should be no world in which you're playing Carson Wentz.
There's some worlds. I mean, he has a good matchup. I mean,
daily fantasy probably more so, right?
Yeah,
probably. But here's the thing that Wentz does is that he helps Taylor, and being he does help Jonathan Taylor. We'll see where the rest of the offensive line is, come Thursday later today, tomorrow. But Wentz being there is good. It's good for Pittman. It's good for whichever tight end they decide to throw to this year, whether it be Doyle, whether it be Granson, whether it be Mo Alley.
It'll be all three.
It may be all three.
Yeah.
Zach Pascal is apparently going to be the starting opposite guy because Paris Campbell does what Paris Campbell does, and he's already hurt after he was going to step in for T.Y. Hilton. So he just helps the offense. So, no, I have him somewhere around 23 in my weekly rankings. You should not be starting him this week if you're that desperate. Draft better. But, at this point, no, he's not starting, but it's a good sign that he's back and they feel confident that he can start week 1. It means the ankle's not as healed really well.
All right. And then anything else headline-wise that jumps out at you for the week?
No, there's nothing headline-wise. The A.J. Brown thing, just keep an eye on that. They said it was a rest day. I don't know why we're resting guys here, but that's fine.
He played a lot last year after not practicing at all in the week, right?
He did. That whole thing, we haven't seen Julio Jones.
He never practices, right?
Yeah. So it's no, the only other thing I'm going to tell people is and I wrote about it. There are certain guys that I want on my roster right now that before they may blow up in week 1. And I've talked a lot about Juwan Johnson, which is the tight end for the Saints. I think he should be owned in most situations. Some places he's a wide receiver. Some places he's a tight end. Some places he's both.
Would he be worth, is he somebody you would hold as a flyer over somebody like Gerald Everett?
No, he's not. He's not up there. I'm kind of, Everett's a top 15 guy for me. But Conklin, if you picked up Conklin, I'd rather have Juwan Johnson as before because he would be the one that everybody's going to rush out. If he goes for 40 yards and a touchdown this week, all of a sudden he's one of the top 5 waiver wire pickups. Those are the type of guys I want you to go in. The kid Granson, I talked about, the rookie tight end that they seemingly love in Indianapolis. Those are the type of guys before he blows up. If Terrace Marshall Jr. somehow didn't get drafted in your league, go pick him up and put him on the bottom of your bench. Try to avoid get him now, and you can always if it's nothing, it's nothing. You cut him. This is what we do.
Right.
We churn the last 3 picks on our bench. But these are some guys that could
I feel
have
like Nico
role.
Collins is one of those guys.
I know because
Houston, right?
I can't with Houston.
I get that.
I just can't. I don't know. Look, we all love Mark Ingram. I get it, and maybe David Johnson just doesn't want to play football anymore and stuff. But
I'm holding both Lindsey and Johnson in one league.
I
Good luck.
Yeah,
I'm not going to play them.
I don't see a world. I just don't get what Houston's doing. They're trading everybody.
It seems like they're tanking, to be honest. It seems like they're tanking.
It seems like they're tanking, but they're trading everybody. They seem like a JV football team. They looked bad. You don't throw anything in the preseason, but when you have so many new parts and a new coaching staff and you're trying to establish something, they looked bad for preseason. Just bad. I don't know what to do, so I'm trying to avoid all Houston Texans.
I get it.
Right
I
now.
assure you, I get that.
Do you buy into Sean McVay saying he's going to use not only Michelle and Henderson, but also Jake Funk, and that it's going to be a 3-man committee there?
Yeah, I do, because I don't think he likes any of them. I think his top 2 backs are hurt and out for the year, and he's scrambling. Trust me, I want no parts of the running back committee that's going to be in for the Rams. I said this about Henderson. I wrote it last week. You're overdrafting Henderson. You're overdrafting Michelle. Honestly, Funk's the only one I wanted because I could get him
Value,
in the last round.
Right.
Just in case. Just like I was doing early with Xavier Jones, just in case. But they all have injury history. They all, if you're that confident, there's no reason to make a trade. You don't have any picks, so we go make a trade for a guy that has no cartilage in his knee. each week it's going to be impossible to guess what they're going to do. So
I hear you. I hear you.
I'm out.
All right. Before we start answering some questions,
Yes,
we are partnering up with Underdog Fantasy Football.
we are.
Tell me, Ken Zalis, why you're so excited about our partnership with Underdog Fantasy Football.
Well, first of all, I'm excited because I've been a user for 6 to 8
and he means a
months.
user of Underdog
Yes.
Fantasy Football, not of drugs. That's not
Correct.
what he's saying. I want to make that very
Much
clear.
longer than 6
When
months.
you use the term user,
Well,
that's
of-
normally what it's associated with.
I play
Just-
a lot of.
I
fantasy
understand that.
sports.
KZ is on the wagon, all
Just
right?
want to make sure that that's very clear.
We never know what's in
He's
there.
saying user of Underdog Fantasy Football.
So first of all, I thought they had, and you can still play best ball if you want to jump in. They have something called the puppy, which is $5.
Ooh.
I do love puppies.
Which is $5. You can jump in. I think they're really close, and you can win. Up to I think 250.
All right, we're gonna do this. Hang on.
But here's the great part. If you can play weekly. It's a draft against other people.
Yep.
You can also play their over under, and their rivals game. Now their over under right now, sadly, gambling in the state of Maryland is not legal.
Don't want to talk about it.
Okay, but Underdog has a way where we can still kind of bet on player props, which you can't do really anywhere but Underdog. And what they do is you can select 2 or more over-unders.
Mm-hmm.
For example, in the game tonight, Tony Pollard, over or under 29.5 rush and receiving yards.
Seems like a pretty good safe bet there.
Okay.
Although, and you never know with the game
Never
script.
know. But let's say I go over there, and let's also say I want some action on Tom Brady. Here's a great one. You'll love this one.
Will I?
You will. You will, because I don't know which way you'll go on this.
Okay.
Tom Brady, 0.5 rush yards, over under. He's just got to get 1 yard. He's got to fall forward on a QB sneak. We've seen QB sneaks from Tom Brady forever.
Yeah.
Goal line, 1 yard, over under. Okay. If you can play up to 6 of these at the same time and win up to 20 times your money if you hit all 6. If you play 3, you get 6 times your money. If you play 2, you get 3 times your money, and so on. And it's a really cool game if you just want to, if you like the betting aspect. They also have something called Rivals, which is a really cool game, and you can say rush plus receiving yards. Do I think Tony Pollard or Ezekiel Elliott will have more rush and receiving yards in the game today? And it's the same thing.
Better be Zeke.
I mean,
You bet $1. If you take 3 of those, 2 of those, you win 3 times your money. If you want to do a fourth one, if you want to do a fourth one, it's 6 times. Fifth one, 10 times. Hit 6 of them, it's 20 times your money. So, fantasy points. Taking Prescott or Brady. Gallup or Antonio Brown reception yards. These are fun little games that you can play without having to be in year-long or having drafts. I just like the fact that there are different games and they're easy to use. You can play for as little as $1, and every week, every game, and it's not just NFL. If you still want to play Major League Baseball, total bases, JT Realmuto or Trevor Story today.
that's our guy. That's our
Okay?
guy.
Total bases today. I mean, you can do this. Hey,
Kind of wanted to see how he was going to pronounce it.
you can combine the sports. Okay? If I want to do 2 football props and 2 baseball props today, I can. It's fun.
That's awesome.
It's a lot of fun. You can win a lot of money really quick if you think you're really good at it. And
Yep.
20 times your money. I mean, put $2 down, choose 6. All of a sudden, hey, we got $40 if we hit it. Okay, great. And then you can play the daily games like the drafts. Like you can play tonight. They have a Thursday night rumble for $5 where it's just a draft. You're drafting against 10 other people, or you can do it as little. You can do head to head. You can do 3 people, so on and so forth.
That's
As
incredible.
little as $3.
And we are giving you free
We're
money.
giving you $25.
So you go right now to
Deposit.
So here's what you need to do. All right, go to PressBoxOnline.com/fantasy. Once you do, you'll see a tab for Underdog Fantasy Football. Click on that tab, and it's going to take you right through. And when you sign up, it'll put in the code PressBox for you. You can also use the code PressBox. But it'll put it in for you when you click on that tab. So PressBoxOnline.com/fantasy. You'll see a logo there. Click on that logo. Takes you through to Underdog Fantasy Football. Once you're there, make a $10 deposit. That's it. Just $10. And we're going to give you $25 to play with. It's that simple. Very, very simple. And we'll be playing Underdog. I'm signing up right now. Sorry, I did.
And then on the every Thursday, I put out my my DFS lineups. I've added an Underdog section. I made a 3-person picks. These are my 3 picks that I'm playing this weekend. 3 over-unders to try to, win, 6 times my money. And we'll go from there.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So go do that right now. Sign up, $10. We'll give you $25 free. Go to PressBoxOnline.com/fantasy and play Underdog Fantasy Football with us this season. Looking forward to that all year long. All right, when we come back in, we're going to answer your questions for Week 1. Who should you be playing? Who should be sitting? Pose them at Glenn Clark Radio on Twitter or in the comments in the video, and we will pose them to KZ next. It is the PressBox Fantasy Football Show.
Need to hone your computer skills to boost your career? Or maybe you want an IT certification? CCBC Continuing Education has the courses and programs you need for a career in the computer field. And it's all tuition free. From the basics to specialized training, we have the classes you need, from hardware to programming to cybersecurity, and so much more. It's your choice. It's your career. Call 443-840-4700 or visit ccbcmd.edu/computer training.
Glory Days Grill's popular summer seasonal menu is back with favorites like their Very Berry Salad and Smoky Thigh Wings. It also features the all-new Shrimp Po' Boy, crispy fried shrimp on a freshly baked sub roll with lettuce, tomato, and a house-made spicy remoulade. Other delicious items include a 12-ounce New York strip steak, the barbecue chicken bowl, barbecue ribs, and Smoky Thigh Wings combo platter, zucchini fries, and a key lime pie. All of these meals pair well with Sam Adams Summer Ale or their anniversary IPA brewed by Devil's Backbone. Glory Days Grill is hiring all positions. Want to work for a great family-oriented company known for their commitment to the community? Stop into one of their restaurants and speak with a manager. Management opportunities are available. Find out more by going to glorydaysgrill.com.
If you change lanes and brake suddenly in front of my tractor trailer, I won't be able to stop. Our lives could change forever. Trucks need room to stop. Don't cut it close.
Brought to you by the Maryland Department of Transportation State Highway Administration.
Join PressBox's fantasy football expert Ken Zalis for the opening night of NFL season on Thursday, September 9th, 7 p.m. at Sports and Social inside of Live Casino. While you're there, say hi to KZ and let him give you advice on setting up your fantasy team, picking starters, and who you might trade for or pick up on waivers. Watch the opening NFL game, get free fantasy football tutoring from Ken Zalis, and enjoy the new Sports and Social Club at Maryland Live. We'll see you on September 9th. Must be 21 or older to enter.
What's up, everybody? This is Tyus Bowser. I can't wait to see you guys for the Tyus Bowser Show this fall. We're going to be taking the show on the road all over the area. You can meet me and my very special guests. If you can't make it out, you can watch the show on live on PressBox Facebook page or listen the next day. Find out more about where we'll be by checking out PressBoxOnline.com/Bowser. We'll see you all season long for the Tyus Bowser Show.
It's brought to you by Express Exterior Design, Grade 8's Memorabilia, and PressBox. Back in here on the PressBox Fantasy Football Show, Glenn Clark, Kyle Ottenheimer, our lovely and talented host, Mr. Ken Zalis. It's that time to answer your questions, set your lineups for Week 1, but most importantly, time to set my lineups for Week 1. As always, please remember that's the most important thing that we do here. It ain't changing. KZ, I'm assuming there is no world in which I'm starting DeAndre Swift over any of James Robinson or Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
None.
So now, my wide receivers, I know for sure I'm playing Ridley, and then the group is Ayuk, Chase, Sutton, Hollywood Brown, Mecole Hardman need to start 2.
Sutton and Ayuk.
Sutton and Ayuk. You're not as bullish about Jamar Chase as
Mr. Chase has the yips right now.
Ooh, that's not
He blamed it on not only the size of the NFL football, but the fact that they don't have the white stripes on the college footballs.
He hasn't played football in a long time.
Is that really a thing that happened?
Yes.
Yeah. And now he's starting to make excuses. And all he's done, according to the people that cover the Bengals, is drop footballs. Not only in the games that we've been able to see, but in practice. So I think the talent is still there. I am not. Here was my problem with Chase was always that he was coming in and he was still gonna. I mean, Higgins is really good. Boyd is really good.
Their offensive line is not.
Offensive line is not. Nope. We're going to run the ball a little bit and dump it off to Mixon as long as he's viable. Like, this was never going to be the 75, 100, 7-touchdown mega rookie that everybody really wanted him to be. And now he's got a little bit of an issue. I'm going to let him work out his issues before I start him.
Understandable.
My fantasy.
Understandable. Probably the right decision to make. I will choose to agree with you on that. Next, I need to know a flex between Marquez Callaway. I guess I got Jamar Chase in this league too, so it's not going to be Jamar Chase again. It is not. And then my other option would be Javonte Williams.
Ooh, I like me some Javonte this week. You know what? I'm going to roll Callaway out there.
Okay.
I'm this has been the guy of the entire preseason in the NFL. This is the
yes, but it's the preseason.
Let me finish my sentence. Is this real? I want to find out if it's real, and by the way they've kind of used him, I mean, he's wide receiver 1 there. And, Winston likes to throw the ball downfield. Callaway's got some speed. This is a kid last year I added to some rosters late in the season. Mm-hmm. He showed a little bit. I'm going to go Callaway here.
Okay. Hey, the Ravens are going to be opening the season against the Raiders on Monday night in Vegas, but if you're not going, the place to be will be at M&T Bank Stadium for the Baltimore Ravens Countdown to Kickoff Party presented by Miller Lite, live performance from All Time Low. You can't get into an All Time Low concert for $10. I know. You cannot do it. It is not possible, but you can do it on Monday night where you can be at an All Time Low concert for $10 and at a live WBAL broadcast special, and hang out and watch the game afterwards on the Ravens Vision boards. Parking is free. It's another thing I guarantee you when you go to an All-Time Low concert, you're not getting free parking for that either. This is
Ravens game.
Correct. Never. $10 to get your ticket right now. It will go up to $20 on the day of the game, but $10 to get your ticket for the Baltimore Ravens Countdown to Kickoff Party. Free parking, live performance by All Time Low. Watch the game, all the regular in-game entertainment that you get for a home game, you're getting for the away game. Going to be an amazing night. BaltimoreRavens.com/kickoff in order to get your tickets. Paul from Ovilando. Full Point PPR League, Flex, Options, Darrell Henderson, Debo Samuel, Tyler Boyd, Hollywood, and Marquez Callaway.
Full Point
maybe
PPR.
It's Darrell Henderson. I don't know if it's Darrell.
Yeah,
Darrell Henderson. I know.
Doesn't matter to KZ. We know that much.
I know. I feel like I get sloppier when I do the show with KZ. I swear. Like, things that I know after sitting in with KZ,
it's tough.
I start screwing them up too.
Once I start screwing up names.
You mean always.
Right, correct. What do you mean when you start?
So safe play here is Boyd in a PPR. The let's go get it play is Callaway.
Let's go get it. Play is Callaway. From Chris. Chris wants to know he was going to play Paris Campbell.
You are not now.
His question was, if he plays, are you playing him? Should you be going to pick up Zach Pascal?
I'm going to get Pascal or somebody better that's on my waiver wire. I don't know coming out of a draft why you would be playing either one of them. But if that's where we are, I would rather start the guy that is healthy.
He also asked if you would drop Paris Campbell or Amon-Ra St. Brown in order to clear the way for Zach Pascal.
Brown's healthy. Paris isn't. I'm dropping Paris.
Shoo, boy, we are.
Look. This is
a flyer to begin with.
Yeah, this is a flyer that nobody had on the radar until T.Y. went down. So let's not act like it's big.
You were in on Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I am. I still am.
You still are?
I still am.
You're not playing him,
I'm
right?
not playing
Yeah,
him
I
this
get
week,
that.
but I looked at their outside of Hawkinson. There's really nobody to throw the ball to. I mean, we like Cephas a little bit, but we have to see what that.
We have to Cephas, you know.
Yeah,
Cephas.
yeah, I get it.
But I
At least
pronounced
I
his name
pronounce
right.
it. Yeah.
I mean, I get bonus points for that. But yeah, I like St. Brown. I like what I saw from him, and I like the fact that he's going to be that big slot, which seems to be all the rave in the NFL.
All right, Kyle, go ahead.
All right. So flex in one of my leagues. I'm deciding between Jacoby Myers, Hollywood Brown, Ronald Jones, and Leonard Fournette, because I'd love to give myself problems with those two. You know.
I like Jones over Fournette. I don't know if I like him enough.
I still kind of want to wait and see with that, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it is.
Half-point PPR, yes.
I do like – I mean, Jones is one of those prospects.
Keep in mind, apparently Hollywood's like only 2 100-yard receiving games in the regular season were in week 1.
I get it. I don't know where we are with him. I
expect him. We've heard he was running at full speed in practice off the side of the field, and that Jeff Zrebiec suggested that there was no –
I'll give you the same thing. The safe play is Myers. The home run is Brown.
So who would you play?
I'd play Myers because I don't know. I really don't know what to do with Brown right now.
Okay.
I know Myers is going to be a target monster.
So, wide receiver 3, Corey Davis.
Yes.
Odell Beckham Jr.
No.
Michael Pittman.
No.
Jacoby Myers.
Davis.
All right. Flex. DeAndre Swift.
That interaction amused me. Just amused me, that's all.
DeAndre Swift. Kareem Hunt. Jacoby Myers.
Hunt.
Okay, there we go. We've got that. From Dan. Dan wants to know, play 2 of these 3, Hardman, Pascal, and James Conner.
No. What drafts are we in?
I'm assuming it's a big league, so that I can assume.
What, there's 24 teams?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a bit much.
I don't know, man.
I mean, I'm not Dan.
You got us playing in one of those leagues. You got us playing in a league. In our media league. Wait.
Yes.
In our media league, or whatever the league is now. What is this league that I'm playing in with? It's all press box people,
all
right?
press box people.
All right, because you banished the media league, right? That's gone forever.
I couldn't do it.
I'm pretty sure I've got some of those guys on my roster because we're doing like.
Who are we?
We got like 4 flex slots that we're playing.
But do we have a 4-person bench and we're starting like 12 people?
I don't know.
Give me these names again.
Hang on, now I got to go back to it. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Thanks
Dan.
a lot.
I'm not picking on you, Dan. I just
Connor, Hardman, Pascal. Got to play 2.
Hardman and Connor, because I know we'll get some touches.
It's just solid.
I mean, I really, none of those 3 are starting for me in any universe this week.
Bro.
Hardman's the top guy of that.
Isn't he banged up?
Sure.
I mean, if he plays, you're playing him. I get it. I get it.
I mean, Pascal was the 5th wide receiver on the Indianapolis depth chart a week ago.
But he's not today.
No, he's not
today. Yeah, he's a viable option today. Unfortunately, that's where we are.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else we need to know before the games? I got to wrap up. We ran late today. I'm sorry.
We did.
We ran late.
We did. Let's not overreact to week 1. I say this every year. Don't overreact. Also, just start your top guys. I don't. The question of should I start Allen Robinson, who has a really tough matchup, or should I start Zach Pascal? No, I mean, this isn't a choice.
Right.
Your start now. If you're going to give me Deebo Samuel or Allen Robinson, okay, I may tell you to go Deebo Samuel. He's a viable top 40 wide receiver in a good matchup. Allen Robinson this week is normally going to be a top 15 guy for me. He's probably around 30 for me this week. But we're not reaching into the 50s to start guys that we're wishing on. Okay? And just don't trades shouldn't be happening yet. You just drafted this team. Okay? Don't trade anything.
Yeah, but what if I hate it?
Okay, that's fine. But we don't know. You always say this. You always say we don't know.
We don't.
Week 1, okay? We don't. I think Edmonds and Connor is a 75 in Arizona is a 75 Edmonds, 25 Connor split with Connor maybe the goal line back. Maybe. I don't know.
Yep.
Until it could be 50-50
Right.
this
Got to
week.
see it.
So let's just let it play out for 1 week. Start the guys that you drafted to start.
Dance with the girl you brought to the
That's
dance.
Right. We'll work it out. Nobody is winning or losing a fantasy league this week.
All right, very good. If you have more questions, at Fans Fantasy on Twitter, or show up at Sports and Social tonight.
Show up
7
there.
o'clock.
Just don't. I try to say this, and I do the best I can.
Don't touch his butt.
Yeah, he's never said that, in fact.
No, I've never said that.
Which is weird.
Please don't. Try not to ask me questions on Facebook. I don't check that as much, and I don't want to miss it. So go to Twitter. At Fans Fantasy is the best place.
Do that. Go check them out there. The show was also brought to you by Glory Days Grill. If you haven't tried the barbecue thigh wings, I encourage you to get over there right now and try them. Find out more. There's a new seasonal menu coming, glorydaysgrill.com. KZ, appreciate it, pal. We'll see you tonight at Sports and Social. We'll see you here next Thursday. For KZ and Kyle, I'm Glenn. This has been the Press Box Fantasy Football Show.